Hi guys, so once again welcome to the Ryde channel. You know, on the Ryde channel it's all about cars and motorcycles, and we always have special, thought-provoking and very interesting discussions. And today I have somebody who's moving stuff, when it comes to cars, when it comes to motorcycles, when it comes to motorsports. Okay, motorsport. He's in the person of Kwabena Poku. Kwabena, you're welcome once again to the Ryde channel. This is not the first time we're having a chat with you, but today we're going to go a bit more into detail about what you do. So, Kwabena, yes, we just finished watching the Singapore Grand Prix Formula One race. What do you think about the race?
Oh, it was exciting. I mean, Singapore never fails to deliver. I mean, it always produces some form of drama, and we had a fair share of the drama today.
Yeah.
At some point, the difference between the top four in terms of pace was about a thousandth of a second. Or something.
Yeah. And they were all piled up.
All piled up with multiple DRS.
But what is it with Russell?
In Chi, there's something we call Mujamun. He's in that stage of that whole. He thinks he's driving he knows he's driving a good car. So that whole exuberance, the young driver exuberance, he wants to start winning races, and he's driving. His team partner is Lewis, so obviously it's that he partnering Lewis alone is a challenge, for him. So he wants to show what he can do with a car, how far he can go with the car. So I guess it's the whole exuberance about driving a very good car and all that. Yeah. But I mean, I thought, as Lewis was saying, that he wasn't too fast, so he could have allowed Lewis to pass him and then stop the game Carlos was playing. Because Carlos was very smart. He knew his tires had worn out. The best he could do was that grant Norris a DRS, so Norris can get a little bit speed ahead of the Mercedes fans. So it saves him. People were asking, why was he asking about the distance between him and Lando and not the distance between him and the two Mercedes-Benz? Of course, he knew what he wanted to do.
Play his game.
He was playing his game. All he could do was defend and then give Norris a bit of DRS.
I mean, the cars are so good. All the cars on the grid are so good that if you want to win, you need more than, and all the drivers are equally very good. So you need some X factor in order to win. Because sometimes when Verstappen wins and you're like, how did this guy just pull this off? Awesome. I mean, I used to be very, very much into Formula One, but towards the latter stages of the former leadership, my interest went down because I thought it was some way. But now I can see that, it is getting back to its way.
Yes.
So my interest is picking up gradually.
I mean, every sport has its flaws, including Formula One. They've had their flaws, and people have had, even yesterday, certain decisions were made in terms of even penalizing Verstappen, and people were like, if others had done it, they would have gotten harsher penalties and all. But then, so every sport has its flaws, but at the end of the day, some of the drivers, especially Lewis Hamilton and Co, will rise up again, and still drive and still make an impact as they have been making. I mean, look, he's driving 196 poles. Podium places alone, and that's a record on its own.
But do you think sometimes the sports, favors some of these people? Probably they are looking at maybe continuity, they're looking at the future, and based on that, they want to favor some people so that they can keep the interest. Because let me give you an example. In MotoGP, between Jorge Lorenzo, Valentino Rossi, there were times that, and even Marc Marquez, there was a time that you thought that they were favoring Valentino because he brought so much, to the sport. Then at a point in time, the baton moved, and Marquez was doing so much. Just that he didn't have that charismatic nature of, Valentino. At the very beginning, it was as if they were actually favoring Valentino against Marquez. But later on, it was like opposite. Do you think that sometimes leadership or officialdom of some of these motorsports organizations take some of these decisions in order to protect the future viability of?
I mean, it's no hidden secret that some of these rules came into force because Mercedes was superior. And anything to slow Mercedes down. It got to a point it was anything to slow Lewis Hamilton down. Take case in point, 2021. We all saw what happened in Abu Dhabi. Clearly, even FIA have to come out and say, oh, it was an error in their own judgment. But you don't make errors like that.
Yeah.
These were huge errors.
These are $1
history.
billion errors.
Exactly. So you don't call it an error. You know, can Lewis go to court and go and fight this thing right now? Of course he can. But he's just kept quiet and he's still driving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So some of these things, you think about it and you're like, okay, I mean, some of these things are so unnecessary. It doesn't make sense in any way. You know, who's the minority in F1? Lewis Hamilton, the only black guy driving.
Yeah, but I think that currently
right now, who else is coming as a black driver?
Yeah.
None.
But I think that he has also, you know, like Valentino, he has also brought his own
Lewis
following
Hamilton
to Formula 1.
single-handedly took F1 into mainstream sport.
Exactly.
And nobody can deny that fact. F1 didn't have that, even though it was a very expensive sport, which is still a very expensive sport. It didn't have that massive following.
Well, for me, I think that the previous leadership, it was their agenda to keep it exclusive. I mean, you case in point when you talk about social media.
Yeah.
Social media where
now they're very vibrant.
But now they've gone all out, even with the.
It was since.
Yes.
All of these changes took effect when the Americans took over.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, because the Americans, like it or not, capitalist, all about marketing.
All play or make everybody chop some.
Exactly. They're all about marketing. They invest heavily in marketing, and that's what Formula One is doing. They've allowed the teams to also go all out on social media, on other platforms. Everybody's talking Formula One. Everybody's, you know, so it's changed from back then. Back then it was very exclusive.
Yeah.
And just like other sports, like tennis, the Serena and the sister took tennis into mainstream. People didn't like watching tennis, and now people love to watch tennis.
Yeah.
F1, people didn't. I started watching F1 years ago, and when I say years ago, back
when they had
on
Nigel Mansell.
Back then, when Formula One came to Ghana, you could then watch it on. Back then, we used to listen to commentary. My father and I my father is a mechanical engineer.
Oh, okay.
So of course he had a love for cars. And he worked for Mercedes at some point in Germany. So obviously my love for Mercedes started over there. Even though my father is a Toyota guy, but he worked for Mercedes for quite a long time. So my love for Mercedes started from then. Way before Kwabena Poku started doing GTV sports, and he'll bring Formula One into it
once in a while,
and all that. You know, so F1 has been there for years. But even when F1 came to Ghana, every single Ghanaian, because of Ghana television, all we knew was Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, Schumacher. Yeah.
Before it switched to Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then for years, Lewis Hamilton, and then he carried that whole sport into mainstream. So it's been an amazing run, and I'm hoping he stays for about, he says to 2025, but I'm hoping he gets another 2 or 3 years.
I'm sure Lewis will do a few more years. Probably, maybe not with Mercedes, but with another.
But I don't see Lewis leaving Mercedes.
Okay.
Lewis and Mercedes,
I mean, you are the experts in the game. So.
If Lewis leaves Mercedes, it will be very odd. That's how odd it will look.
Oh yes, of course.
It will like, I mean, he left Mercedes. Really? How?
He has always raced with Mercedes.
Yeah, even from McLaren, it was Mercedes. Williams, it was Mercedes. So if Lewis walks out of Mercedes, it will look strange to everybody.
Now, today's conversation is about the Motorsport Federation of Ghana. Yes, but before we go into that, can you just tell us just a little bit? I mean, we know you as Kwabena Poku and you do all these Formula One stuff, but give us a bit of info into who you are.
Oh, I mean, everybody knows me as Kwabena Poku. I have friends who, when they call me by my English name, I know they are really old.
Your government name.
My government name, my legal name, and I know, you know me from
way back.
Way back. But my name is Kwabena Poku, and I've been in marketing and events and social media content industry for years. I'd say very years. My career obviously started over here. Spent a little bit of time down Southern Africa. Came back home. Worked over, and I've been working here since.
Okay.
You know, so F1, yes, my love for F1 has been years, and this whole thing came into being actually when I was actually working for a client.
Oh, okay.
You know, one client came and we had launched his product, and he said he needed something to, push the product, something that will be known for the product, and we realized that the product was in the F1 industry. So we were like, okay, why not create a platform? I knew there were people who were following F1 who traveled to races, but I said, okay, let's bring them together and have like some sort of a viewing session, and that's how we started F1 viewing session.
Nice concept.
And then when that particular brand even left us, we were like, well, we built a followership, so let's just maintain the agenda and keep the ball rolling. And then that's how this thing started. So this thing actually came out of the job I do, my day-to-day job, and then it became. Now it's grown into becoming a separate entity on its own.
How is the Formula One artist related to Motorsport Federation?
Okay, so Motorsport Federation came into being when we realized that at some point it was just a viewing party. We were not doing anything, and we had a few go-kart competitions with some of the brands like Heineken, Red Bull, and Monster Energy, and Labadi Beach, of course, helped us with all that. DSTV. So we actually approached DSTV, and then they had the rights to
Formula One
over here, so reviewing. So they came on as partners. They've been our partners from day one.
Okay, so your number one partner is DSTV.
DSTV Supersport.
Awesome.
And Multi-Choice Ghana.
Okay.
They've been our number one supporter. And Navadi came in, Starbites came in, Heineken came in, Monster Energy came in, Red Bull came in. We've had various partners along the way, and it's been an amazing ride. So whilst that, we realized that, okay, why not have like what the Kenyans have, set up an industry where we will have like a motor support umbrella. I mean, there's the BMW club, there's the AMG club, there's the Mercedes club. All of these clubs are there. But the vibrant ones I can say is the BMW club, where they have the international programs and they have training sessions and all those things. But we wanted to build the motorsport industry, both for the MotoGP, the F1, the cars and everything. So, okay, let's set up the umbrella body, which will be the Motorsport Federation of Ghana, and then affiliate it to the FIA.
Okay.
And then through that process, we will begin to develop programs like the go-karting competition, the driver competitions, the safety part of it, where we can work with the likes of the police, MTTD, we can work with the DVLAs for training programs, we can bring in officials of FIA, we can bring officials of the various teams, which is the Mercedes, the Ferraris, the McLarens, and all this. And have some sort of activities also built for our market. We've gone far. We've gone very far with the Motorsport Federation of Ghana. We are actually expecting some people in town this October to explore the opportunities with us. We are speaking to some of the owners of these go-kart rings to develop some sort of inter-school
racing series,
inter-school series where we have like inter-schools and inter-colleges series where we bring all of these together. It all comes down to money. So we are working very hard.
Motorsport is money.
We're working very hard to build the sponsorship, to build the partnerships and the drive. For the interest is there. We've already spoken to some of these stakeholders. We're still looking at consolidating all of these and then building it into one agenda. And we always support the activities, even if not with cash, with our presence. Especially one of our major events that we keep supporting is the BMW drag race,
the launch control.
The launch control, which is one of the major events on their calendar, which we always support and push and help as and when we want to, or as and when they ask. Fortunately for them, one of their patrons is also one of our patrons, Nana Sintapia. So the collaboration over there is always amazing. We've had events where we've had it with them, in collaboration with them, and then they've also had events that we've invited us and all that. So it's something that we are working on.
So DSTV, Multi-Choice.
DSTV, also Multi-Choice is the parent company, DSTV and Supersport. And then we've had Heineken, we've had Labadi Beach Hotel, we've had Starbites. We've had a lot of people. We've had Red Bull at some point.
CFAO in
recent times.
Mercedes,
So the Mercedes, CFAO, when CFAO took over Mercedes, they came on board, and it's been a very good partnership with them. We have a big event coming up with CFAO during the Brazilian Grand Prix. Which is going to be an event with us and then the Mercedes AMG fan club as well. And then Petronas. Petronas is also coming on board, which is led by Engine. So that's going to be for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
That's 2 races away?
Yeah, well, 2 races away. We're going to be releasing information about that in the coming week.
Awesome.
So everybody would know about it. It's going to be at the airport showroom of the CFAO. And CFAO now has the full rights to sell anything and everything Mercedes.
Yes. I was at
service anything and everything Mercedes as well.
I was at the launch of their showroom. I mean, CFAO is they are partners with Ryde Channel. They give us a lot of opportunities. And we do a lot of things
like
with
Dennis
them.
and Co. His team are working very, very hard over there. So it's amazing. Awesome guys. So who are the leadership? I mean, we know you.
as
There's
Motorsport
a lot of.
Federation? Who are the other names behind it?
Some of them wouldn't want even their names mentioned, but
Okay.
I can gladly mention myself. I can gladly mention Nana Santiapia.
Okay.
I can gladly mention Dr. Kwabena Poku, who is based in Kenya.
Oh, okay.
He's on the leadership team of Equity.
Kenya is, I also have partners of Ryde Channel in Kenya.
Yeah, Dr. Kwabena Poku is based in Kenya, but he's always part of us.
Awesome.
There's lawyer Patrice. There's William Sam. There's Kola with the lady on board. There's also Tony, also another lady on board. So the leadership is very vibrant. Very vibrant. Yeah.
So I mean, when it comes to motorsports, I mean it's expensive. A lot of things are expensive. So how do you fund your activities?
Sponsorship. We try as much as possible to build sponsorship and partnerships. You know, one of our major partners has been Labad. They've given us their space.
Okay.
They've given us discounts. They've given, even when our members come here to lodge over here, they still give them discounts. But
wow.
the fact that they are part of the F1 group.
I should be coming here with my family.
Very exclusive, you know, and you can join us once they know you are part of us.
Yeah.
You enjoy these
the perks
and the perks.
Yeah.
You know, and now Labad is under Ghanaian management, so you can imagine this. For them, our fan base is their target group.
Yeah.
And our members are their target group.
Exactly.
So we enjoy having us over here. You know?
Yes. Do you have any activities planned for the rest of the year?
Oh no. The main activity now is the Brazilian Grand Prix that we have coming up, and we're using it to also test the waters to see what we are going to plan for next season. And also the other activity that we have, well, yes, but it's not confirmed yet, but we are working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the UAE.
Okay.
They are working on inviting a few of us to come for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Wow.
So we are still waiting for confirmation.
But you've attended other
we have
attended,
but then this one will be a group.
Okay.
A group thing with Ghana, I think Ghana and Togo, and I think Kenya also. But
wow.
For now, I know it's Ghana.
Are they here? I'll be fun.
I know they are working on Ghana and Togo.
Awesome.
To be at as their guests.
Okay.
You know, to be at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race of the season. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm sure
I wish you guys
when we do go for that event, our intention is to build more partnerships over there whilst we're there.
Very, very important.
And then also develop, you know, links with the FIA, solidify our links with the FIA, and going into next year, we have more activities.
How far have you gone with building your relationship with the FIA?
Well, yeah, we've gone through the initial stage. You know, we still need a few verifications here and there. And then
sometimes I use it.
It's a tedious process. It's
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a tedious process. Yeah,
if you need to.
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So I mean, so far, what are the major challenges, major roadblocks?
The roadblocks, as usual, it's the partnerships, it's building the sponsorship, and it's building the media. Oh, I forgot to mention, Joy FM Multimedia Group has been a major supporter from day one. To the extent that we want to maintain the partnership with them, and so now it all comes down to also funding. Yeah, you know, and we're still building on raising those funds to be able to fund most of these activities. But multimedia, shout outs to Nathaniel Lato and the management team of multimedia.
Awesome.
They are amazing guys. What's his name? Gary
Housemaid.
And I turn them all into motorsport.
Fentio.
Yeah, Fentio.
I tried very hard with Fentio. Now he's talking.
Fentio started chasing me from City FM.
Yeah.
And now he joined multimedia. He's like, well.
Yeah, I'm one of the people who got him interested. I took him to launch control one time.
So Fentio.
Yeah, Fentio, Tayo. Awesome guy. Yeah, awesome. But when you look at the landscape, does motorsport have a place in Ghana?
It does. It does. I mean, I once heard a politician in Ghana saying that if he wins president of Ghana, he will bring Formula One to Ghana.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was a joke. It's still a joke because we're nowhere near hosting. We can't even host big events when it comes to even 3,000-4,000 people.
Exactly.
How much more Formula One brings in? An average, on the average, it's about 400,000 people a week.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to, by kind courtesy of Nissan, to visit South Africa for the Cape Town Formula E.
Yeah, the Formula E.
Yes. And I mean, if you look at the logistics and everything
we're
concerned with
nowhere
it,
near
and, you know,
there.
they are trying to make a bid for Formula One.
Yeah.
So
the
Formula E was huge for them.
Simple thing. We can't even host a single day of a conference of, let's say, 10, 15,000 people.
No, we can't.
Because we don't even have hotel rooms.
We can't.
If we put hotel rooms and even Airbnbs together, we still wouldn't get there. So when I heard that politician, I thought it was a joke, which is still a joke. But the door is not shut. We can host events like go-kart competitions, regional competitions. We can host them. We can be part of a rally competition.
For me, I think that
from here through Ivory Coast and the like, we can be part of a rally competition. But
even you know, circuit for rally, you know.
Yes, we can do that.
I think that those are low-hanging fruit.
Exactly.
But sometimes talking about politicians, I think that our politicians a lot of times they don't know jack what they are talking about.
The logistics you need to host an F1. I watched
even the airport staff.
Yes, I watched a documentary on Austin and Montreal. Right. In Austin, Texas, there was at some point the airport couldn't contain the crowd coming in. They had to land planes in San Antonio and bus them to Austin. And I'm looking at Kotoka, like, okay, I get it. It's a joke.
Oh no, it no go happen. All right. So what are the opportunities? What do you see?
Opportunities are there. I see the future over there is very bright. When we start some of these competitions, build the interest, build the enthusiasm, and all those things that come with Formula One. I see in the next 5 years, we having an industry where motorsport will be at the table when it comes to Ministry of Sports or Youth Sports and say, oh, let's bring these guys in. When it comes to people doing bills for driver regulations in Ghana, we'll have a seat at that particular table. When it comes to the Ministry of Education, we'll have a seat at that table. When it comes to these reporting STEM education, we'll have a seat at that table.
I mean, when STEM and cars go hand in hand.
When it comes to tourism, we'll have a seat at that table. So it's very broad.
It's very broad.
It's very broad. Even when it comes to health.
Exactly.
Do you know the Turkish Grand Prix one time, right, had to be held up for about 2-3 hours because they needed visibility for emergency helicopters to be able to travel from the circuit to the nearest hospital.
Wow.
And they needed the weather to clear up. So should there be any emergency, helicopters should be able to move in and out without any weather conditions. So the whole race had to be put on hold.
People know they understand the things.
Exactly.
So that's why we are having this conversation. I mean, if you listen and you follow the right channel, we bring you, luminaries like Kwabena Poku to give you all this information. The whole race, Formula One, Formula One will be a big deal. To be held up for minutes so that just visibility. You know, be say the helicopter won't take off.
There was nothing wrong.
But
weather conditions had to be clear. So the helicopter can reach the nearest, because in the Turkish Grand Prix, the circuit was far from the city. So they needed visibility that emergency helicopters could fly in and out without any.
That's, I think, recently,
about 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
And for me, about 4 weeks ago, I was watching a documentary about the Nürburgring and how they had to manipulate to get Formula One and all the things they had to do. I mean, easy.
F1 is a very interesting. It's a big deal. It's probably one of the most expensive sports. And the people involved in managing just 2 cars per team. Mercedes has a staff strength of 3,000.
Exactly.
Just to manage 2 cars. Some are sitting at the factory. Some are sitting on circuit.
Into your teams, even small teams for rally, right?
Yeah.
Probably each one is going to hire about 15, 20 people.
Yeah. But even on the day of the race.
And for me,
on the day of F1 race, you don't just have people at the track, engineers at the track.
Yeah.
There are people at the factory who are monitoring every single screw remotely on the car. And they can tell engineers on circuit that
something is failing.
This is the problem. That is it. Can we do? I'm telling you, it's an interesting sport. And it's like a research and development for the apparent companies.
Of course. Well, I mean, the statement they make is win on Sunday, sell on Monday. Yeah, that's why the manufacturers will put so much money into Formula One and other races.
Audi is coming to Formula One in 2025. So you can imagine. Audi has seen the potential. BMW used to be there.
Yeah, it used to be there.
But I'm sure at some point we'll see that.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, if you take BMW for example, a lot of the technology they developed during their Formula One days ended up in some of the the M cars. You know.
True.
Yeah, the E60 M5, for example, they had the 10-cylinder, and even the McLaren F1 engine was a result of, you know, when they started that program. You know, that engine, there was a BMW engine that, you know, was in that very McLaren F1.
My love for Honda is one of the reasons why my love for Honda is the engines they've been putting in these Red Bull cars. Honda has always been about engines and technology.
You know, these days, I mean, what I tell people, especially when I do my lives, is that technology and engineering has come so far. I mean, if I look at back in the day, I mean, even if you had the very, very best cars, chances are like almost every now and then you have to. I mean, you have to do some carburetor thing, or you have to push the car or something.
Exactly. But you can never go wrong with can never go wrong with the Mercedes engine.
Now the cars
that one. Look at the technology in the AMG. Even in the not even the AMG now. The Mercedes took the DAS technology from their F1 cars and implemented it in their E-Class and the S-Class.
Yeah.
Solid. Massively solid engine,
and that's the benefit of motorsport, which we are talking about.
You know, pure benefit of motorsport.
Yeah.
Honda, same. Nissan,
Renault, Nissan did the same with Renault,
Renault and the likes.
Yeah.
You know, so Alfa Romeo, Sauber, all those people. You know, so the technology transfer there is there.
It's there.
It is right there. And
so
Mercedes is one of the cars that have taken advantage of it.
And now even now the Koreans are getting in on the action.
Oh yes.
And now they are winning.
I can say, okay, the Koreans will do a luxury and compete with Mercedes in terms of design and everything. But people will still prefer Mercedes because of the engine strength. The Koreans are all of design. That's it.
But recent times, I mean, with the Kia and Hyundai and Rally.
Oh yes, they are there. They are doing massively well.
Because those places too, because we are talking about talking about very, very harsh conditions that these cars have to go through. So I will say that modern cars are really, really, really reliable. I mean, when was the last time I even opened the bonnet of my car? I don't get to do that unless I want to check my brake level, my brake fluid level, my coolant level, and things like that. I mean, I advise people to do so. I also have to do it. But the cars have become so reliable, you know, and basically that is it, because of motorsport. And that is why we also need to, I mean, we are talking about health, how it can benefit healthcare, for example.
Yes. If look at COVID, all the companies, the teams use their systems to produce those ventilators. During COVID, Mercedes was doing it, Red Bull was doing it from their factories. So their engineers actually crafted these technology from their systems and were producing it for the health
sector.
So they have so many levels where they even play a part in the
So
health
for a
industry.
country like Ghana, I mean, just the fact that we are having a very strong, vibrant, you know, I would not look so much as to the higher level Formula Ones and whatever, but, you know, grassroots motorsports, you know, it will be a catalyst, you know, to develop some of these, you know, healthcare, so that so there's so much benefits, you know, that motorsport will bring to a country like Ghana. And I think that it's high time. I mean, talking about the tourism agency now with all the year of the return and all that, I mean, we can squeeze it.
That's one of the things that BMW took advantage of and want to encourage it. You know, at least if we can have one more, at least 2 motorsport activities during the year of return, during the December in Ghana and all the Dirty December, about 2 more events. And then during the year, we have the inter-schools, go-karts, and all those things.
Awesome. Kwabena, it's been great having you on the Ryde channel. And this is not the first time we've had a chat about your activities, but I know that we are going to grow the industry together. And for us, it's very, very important. Guys, you heard it all, the Motorsport Federation. So if you're out there doing anything that is connected to motorsport, you can reach out to Kwabena on their Instagram, okay, and let's build a relationship and let us move you know, our love and our craft forward, so that the benefits will inure to the whole country and to everyone. Thank you for watching. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can go to our website, www.ridechannel.com, read about all the things that we talk about, all the things that we love. Thank you, and bye for now.